Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the specific area of ABFM. How are we doing, everyone? Today we are going to talk about the special cases of valuation further. Let's start with the session right away. Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the specific area of ABFM. I'm really sorry. I was just looking forward towards a session. Okay, we were talking about special cases of valuation, but this plays a very, very important role. Why does special cases of valuation plays a very important role? Because these cases are somewhat different from the normal ones. Discounted cash flow valuation is used in terms of time value of money when we're talking about futuristic vision, but sometimes it's not possible to get it that way. We have to be more vigilant, we have to be more opened up. So when we are thinking about all these things, then scenario changes altogether. Don't you think so? That is what we're talking about. Okay, so let's talk about it in detail now. Number one, please download the app right away, because if you haven't downloaded the app, this is very, very important that you download the app right away. You get all the details regarding the examination from there itself. In this case, the benefit that you will get is that through our app, you will be able to download our previous year questions for free, plus 80% discount is available currently, and you get 1% extra if 80% discount is going on. If the sale has ended, it comes back to the previous amounts. Even then you can get 1% extra discount based upon the code using Y541. Just download the app, use the code Y541 and purchase anything from our courses, and you will get at the lowest price, right? Done, everyone? Let's talk about this now. What must be deducted when estimating earnings affected by a specified expense? Obviously, these are those points where you are given the particular scenario where you are having specific expenses. Specific expenses matlab the expenses are related to that specific thing only. It's not related to the regular point of view. It's only to a specific project, specific expense. So only the expense itself, only the revenue generated, the expense and any tax benefits or total sales of the company. Everyone, what must be deducted? When we talk about the specific expenses now, the correct answer is the expense and any tax benefit with this. Why? Because tax shield exists with the tax expense. I can cry in front of income tax department that I did an expense of rupees 1 lakh rupees, and they would agree to this particular problem and they would say, okay, we will normally we pay 30% of tax of profit, so you will get a relaxation of 30%. Matlab actually your expense is 70 and remaining 30 is your tax shield. Okay, that's how we define this specific area altogether. Done. Now let's move on. Everyone, what should be considered when valuing companies after major acquisitions? Major acquisitions are what? Acquisition means acquiring a company. Acquiring means to purchase a company. You buy the company and you pay a purchase consideration for that. What do you do in this case? Ignore it, adjust it, focus on long-term earnings, or use unadjusted earnings. When we talk about what should be considered when valuing companies, see, the companies have to be reviewed, the one you are buying it, and after buying, given what is the impact of buying that organization. For example, one is a loss making, one is a profit making. So when a profit making organization buys a loss making one, it can claim the losses which have been carried forward and they can use it for their benefit. This can be done up to 25 years in USA, while in our country it is barely 8 years. But I think 8 years is also enough. Your money that would mean crores can be saved because of this. That's one particular thing that I think of. Right? So that's one particular part. Now comes the next point, everyone. That is adjust the earnings of the large one related to the acquisition. I told you that is what we'll do in this case. Next point, what was the significant consequence of Codex strategic errors in 2004? Basically, now there was Codec, the one who was making those. You remember when we were kids, there were negatives where for our cameras and all, right? Now we are all seeing digital cameras. There were two organizations, Kodak and Fuji Films. Fuji Films actually accepted the fact that things are changing and they quickly moved on to the era of digital cameras. They stopped focusing on the negatives. Kodak was so sure that this particular market is not going anywhere. Why do we worry about it? According to them, this would happen. Done. In this case, what happened? Kodak didn't realize that negatives market is gone. The day the market was gone, digital camera market basically rose like anything, and the sales for negatives got down. This organization faced losses to that extent that ultimately it was closed down. ठीक है, मतलब this entire sector of negatives was gone, eradicated. Now it doesn't even exist. That is what they say. It was this part. Done. What strategic mistake did Kodak make? Everyone focused on digital cameras early. I wish they could have done that. Survival of the fittest in the market is there. And the market says if you know the market, only then you can survive. If you do not know the market, if you don't change with the market, you will not survive. You will have to bring up the changes. Isn't it? That is what they are saying. Now, when we talk about this arena, the Kodak made one particular mistake, that they continued to promote film cameras over digital. This was the only problem which they faced. Technology changes and everything is a part of life. Evolution is something that every human is gonna do. What variable best evaluates the efficiency, everyone? What variable best evaluates the efficiency? Market share, operating margin, revenue, or customer satisfaction? It's your profit, everyone. That proves whether you are good or not. Done. Operating margin, I told you. What must be determined when lower or negative earnings are due to strategic blunders? When there are strategic blunders, then what is it that problem that you will face? Whether the shift is permanent. Acha, one particular thing that you have to see is whether it is caused a permanent damage or a temporary damage. When it's a temporary damage, obviously you just have to adjust it for the time being, and you will say, Gary, if you can see in -20 right now, normally it is +60. Okay, so you should always consider +60. This time you shouldn't be considering that -20 for the valuation. That would be wrong. Isn't it? Done. Chaliye then. This is the point. Is it sorry? Is it permanent or it was not permanent? That is what you have to see. If things are permanent, then it's a different scenario. But if it's not permanent, then it is what you have to think about it. Acha, let's talk about the concept of the day, everyone. The concept of the day is valuing these cyclical firms. Cyclical firms, matlab the firms which get stuck in the economic cycle. boom, recession, depression, and recovery. Every country has gotten to this, so how can we spare the industries? They say, what do you mean by this? Number one, the amount of earnings generated in the base year can have a major impact on the valuation. The two potential remedies to solve it, matlab maybe this is the base year. After the base year, they went up, they went down, and then they started recovering again. This is called boom. This is called recession. This is peak of being lower. This is called depression, and this is called recovery. So we have four: boom, recession, depression, and last is recovery. Okay? So in this case, the second is the value of the company based upon normalized rather than current earnings. First of all, you'll have to see your base year, which is going to be the basic thing that you have to choose, and you have to be very sound about that, and then ultimately you will choose your adjustments, which we are looking forward to. Okay? So in this case, you will have to adjust with that particular ups and downs, and you have to find normal earnings. That will be used for valuation. That is the most important data to look forward to. Done, everyone? Chaliye, before I end my session, everyone, a very, very important area. When we're looking at our website now, look at this. If you go to www.adda247.com, you have to go for JAIIB, CAIIB. Currently in JAIIB, CAIIB, CAIIB June 2024 and November 2024. Both the areas are available. If you're someone who's preparing for June, then go for the revision batch. It is available, and that too at 80% discount, everyone. That means with minimum investment, you get maximum returns. Just apply it and you will get it at, use the code Y541 and get it at 3199.80. That means this is for this entire period that you can study properly, and this is for available for 6 months as well. That means if you're going for this examination and also preparing for the next one, because thinking ki pata nahi is baar hoga ki nahi hoga, then you can actually take up the bigger course as well, so that you can have a better view of the particular syllabus. Thank you so much for being there, everyone. I'll be meeting you in the next session. All the very best for your examinations and keep preparing. Bye bye.